Who is this?
Welcome, Vikings fans. This is the FullSkoll podcast.
Let's go!
We'll just watch that on repeat.
I know. Another victory by the skin of our teeth.
But is it? Is it by the skin of our teeth? I don't know that it is.
It was 1 point, bro. Like kind of by definition.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I suppose, but I guess I didn't really feel. Well, I did in the first half. The second half, I just felt like, yeah, we're gonna win this. I kind of felt like 22 when we were 13-4 and we were winning all those one-score games and we were coming back. I was like, yeah, we're gonna win this game. So I really didn't get too terribly scared about it, like through the second half. But yeah.
I'd like to be able to say that, but like I was a nervous wreck. Like I was like, but I wasn't the old like toxic Vikings fan in that I wasn't like,
Here
we're gonna
we
lose.
go
Here we
again.
go again. Here we go.
Yeah.
It wasn't that.
Yeah.
But I was like, we gotta win this. And like the pressure stems from how tight the NFC North is. Like it's not like
Yeah.
if Green Bay wasn't on our heels and we weren't on Detroit's heels, it's like, you know, the pressure's like, we don't want to lose, but if we drop one to the Cards, I mean, all right, whatever. I mean, you know, not, you know, like you're saying, it's the homecoming hangover or whatever. And,
but
there's no room.
Yeah.
There's no room for error.
No, none. Zero. And
It's crazy.
Yeah. No, it
I
is.
was looking at the standings. I was looking at the standings, the NFC standings, and the NFC North is the only winning division.
Yeah.
By a lot.
Yeah.
Like the rest of the divisions are like 500 or hovering right around 500.
Yeah. We other than the
13
Eagles,
losses
we're
or
tied
something
with, like,
stupid.
we were in any other division, we would just be like over the moon right now because we'd be 5 games clear. I mean, it wouldn't even be close. I mean, you know, maybe not 5 games clear, but we'd be 3 games clear. We'd already clinch a playoff spot. You know what I mean? But we're in the best division in football, without a doubt. Nobody can argue that. And so every single game matters. Like you said, I saw a thing today where it said the Vikings can go 15-2, which we more than likely will, and we'll still be on the road for the play. We'll still be in the wild card on the road at 15-2. It's insane, bro. It's absolutely insane that we have to be in the 15-2, and we have to go on the road on the wild card. Yeah.
A 15-win wild card team. What are you saying to me right now?
We don't have one home game at all. Well, I take that back. If the people ahead of us, then down the road. But yeah, no, it's ridiculous. So like you said, you know, there's so much pressure and like anxiety of we can't lose. We have to keep pace.
Yeah.
It's not so much, it's like let's say you're a runner and you're running a race and you have, you got a good speed going, but the people around you are blowing you away, then you have to push yourself to stay up there. I can't just let them run away from me. I have to push myself harder. I have to be perfect to just keep pace because we drop one game and Green Bay's right on us. Dude, Detroit gets to, even more room. Oh, big game tomorrow night. Ooh, big game.
Huge. I was trying to explain this to people that aren't football people. I was just like, you don't understand. Like, let me try to break this down for you. And I was like, first of all, anybody who knows me, you need to realize what it means when I say I have to root for the Packers tomorrow.
Yeah. yes. I already in my making sure I had to talk you into it because I know how you are.
Do you know what that means?
Yeah, it's like hell is freezing. Hot places are getting cold.
Have we reached, what's a tie look like? Does a tie help us out?
Yeah.
Is a tie better than a Green Bay win?
No. I don't think so. Because, well, actually, yeah, it probably is just because the then it gives us a little bit of leeway
with
with
both
Green
teams, right?
Bay. With Green
Well,
Bay.
and Detroit, because it's
Well, yeah, it puts us it puts us to where if we win out like we should, then we win the division, but and the number one seed more than likely. Well, I guess there's still the Eagles, and the Eagles are rolling. But yeah, the Packers are 9-3, but we have the tiebreaker on them. So even if they went 9-3-1, the Lions go 11-1-1, and then when we win, we're still 11-2. So actually, the Lions would still be ahead of us because we have 2 losses and they only have 1. But yeah, 1 tie. But I don't know exactly on this.
We need them to lose. We need
the Lions have to
Detroit
lose.
Yeah, the Lions have to lose.
And then it puts the Packers at 10-3.
Does Detroit
and
play
then
the
we
Bears
have to just keep winning. Yes. I think they play everybody again.
So I could conceivably root for a Packers loss, or the silver lining to the gray cloud if Detroit wins is that they could still drop one to Chicago, and therefore we're still looking good. We just need them to lose to the NFC North.
Yes,
we need them to lose to somebody for sure, and preferably somebody in the NFC North.
Yeah, it needs to be the NFC North. I mean, if they just lose a game, we beat them in week 18, then yes, we win the division, more than likely the number 1 seed, all that kind of stuff. But preferably they lose to the Bears for sure. But if they're going to lose, preferably in the division. So they have the Packers. They have the Packers tomorrow night, Bills, and then the Bears again, and then the 49ers, and then us. So the 49ers will be a cakewalk, but all those other games, and they play at the Bears. The Packers have to go to Detroit, so it's going to be tough. But Detroit is, I mean, I saw the list of their defense. They have their whole starting defense on IR. Like they're decimated on defense. So there's a chance.
Winning. I mean,
there's
a chance. I mean,
the
thing is, the Bears have barely been losing. Losing.
Absolutely.
Bear Dawn. Yeah, so I don't know. It's possible, but yeah, it's it's gonna be tough, dude. I just don't know. It's so hard to click my brain over to rooting for the Packers.
Well, but yeah, I mean, this one's easy for me, but I can pull for them a little bit easier than you can in our lifetime. It seems like, just because I see it's tough, but in the end, it's like I can take this evil to what is it?
It's a lesser of 2 evils for sure.
The means justify the ends, whatever. So So no, we need the Packers. We need the Packers to win big time. And I didn't want to turn this whole podcast into rooting for the Packers for sure.
No,
but it was definitely something.
But it's huge.
It's huge. It's huge. Tomorrow night's game is huge. As long as we're there, we can circle back to the Arizona game if we want to. But so they lose if the Lions need to lose a game, but if they lose to the Packers, then that changes their divisional record, and the tiebreaker is because they would have 2. Well, no, there would be no tiebreaker. We beat them in week 18 and we win. We win the North. Like I said, more than likely the number 1 seed. All that stuff. So
I'll tell you what, if anybody wanted to go down the conspiracy rabbit hole of the NFL is rigged and scripted and all that, if the NFC North comes down to that last game and so much is riding on that last game, like that scripted. I mean, like what? Like when we saw I think we might have alluded to it. I'd have to go back and watch old episodes, but I think we alluded to, are they planning that? Like, why do they put in Detroit in the last? Like, even this last stretch, like all the NFC North basically is playing each other these last 6 games or whatever.
Yeah, it's but we've seen the last couple of years though, because the last, what did we do last year? Packers Lions or something like that, wasn't it? At the end of last season as well. So there's a trend.
It's smart. It's smart because
because the potential
people are going to watch. Yeah,
the potential is there that it means a lot. You know what I mean? So no doubt. So,
well, we can talk about the Cardinals. I don't know that there's a ton to talk about. I mean, it kind of panned out. I mean, our guesses are wrong as they always are. But as far as we struggle against rushing quarterbacks, and we did. I mean, they create a problem, and they historically always have been.
Yeah. Well, it just looked like I alluded to it last week. I thought, or maybe it was just in our text thread, that my fear in that game was that we're going home. There's a little bit of I slept in my own bed. We're at home. We got the home crowd, and it looks like they just kind of came out flat. But I also felt really good about the second half and how KOC made an adjustment, because that was the other thing that we've discussed. Is KOC a great start this game off, and then when it gets to be crunch time, does he not know how to dial it up or change his perspective? And I think actually he had a game plan going in, and that had to change at halftime. And then we see it. I mean, Sam ended up with actually a really good game, 21 for 31, 235 yards and 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. In the last,
I don't know how to call that a really good game, but it's.
Well, but I guess I should probably pull up his first half numbers, because when we need him now, like 3 games in a row, he's clutch. I don't know what else. I don't know what other term there can be. He is clutch. He's got that gene. Like he's a dog, dude. Like
he's a dog.
He's starting to get that to me, and of course that's just to us because we're obviously huge Vikings fans. But it's almost starting to get to be like we're giving them too much time. Like with Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady, where we know that they're going to be able to come down and put points on the board because they're that good of a quarterback. To me, Sam Darnold has that same clutch gene, because now we've seen it multiple weeks in a row. And even early on when we were winning some of these 1-score games, where he put the drive down, it may not be 6, on the scoreboard, but it's put us in the field goal range or whatever. And when it comes down to the end of the game, where you see people mad at Eberflus, where they just fail and don't know what to do, Sam does know what to do, and he clutches up like that. That's just a real, being an athlete myself, and just playing, high school and whatever stuff like that. But when it gets to be clutch time, you think of the Kobe's and the Michaels and, John Elway's and the drives and Joe Montana and stuff like that. Like some people shrink and they just, it's the moment is too big, and some people don't. And Sam is, okay, I know what I have to do. Now let me go out and do it. And it's almost like he just gets laser focused, and then boom.
You watch him and there's really no panic.
No.
I really think at this point, most of the Sam detractors and the haters that are like, he's going to turn into a pumpkin, whatever, I think they've stopped. Not all of them have jumped on board. Some of them have. Some of them have just become quiet, because like you just can't continue that narrative anymore with watching Sam Darnold play. Like, in fact, it's actually starting to turn a little bit to like the quandary of what if Minnesota wins a couple games of the playoffs? What happens if they actually go to the Super Bowl? What do you do with now you have Sam Darnold, Daniel Jones, and JJ McCarthy?
Yeah.
Like, we're gonna win here's what's weird. We're gonna potentially win our way into a quarterback controversy, which is not how quarterback controversies usually happen.
Well, Alex Smith, who's on the NFL countdown, with Rex Ryan and Randy Moss and Teddy Bruschi and stuff on ESPN, he was saying Minnesota should have an offer on Sam Darnold's desk now. Like they need to sign him now for a longer term contract before he gets to free agency. The Daniel Jones thing, I think, is, like we talked about, I think it's a good idea. And but we've displayed how he turns into maybe a possible 3rd round draft pick. I think we just let him walk. You can't let Sam Darnold out the door the way he's playing. And
I would say it depends on the price tag. I mean, picking up Daniel Jones was such a buffer for the GM, because I feel like if Sam Darnold really wants to stay with the Vikings, he can't press too hard. Now, if he just wants to go get paid, he wants to go just straight Kirk Cousins and go get paid, then do that. Because now we have, all right, we don't want to see you go, but if you do, we got Daniel Jones.
There is a little bit of that.
Okay, fine.
That's why I think that
he doesn't have us over a barrel.
No, and that's why I think Alex Smith, and I agree with him, get him a contract now before he takes us to the NFC Championship game or whatever, and then all of a sudden all these teams are like, hey, we want him. You know, if you're not going to take him, we'll take him. And then what do we get for him because he's on a 1-year contract? I don't know if he's unrestricted.
Well,
I don't know if we get any compensation for that or what.
Potentially unpopular opinion, like I don't want JJ McCarthy to start next year.
I don't know.
I mean, it depends on how we finish, I guess. But we touched on this the last episode, and I probably brought it up a few times. But I love having a young quarterback study behind a veteran for a few years, and then that, you know, not that I'm hoping for an injury, but you know, we've seen it. You know, Brett Favre goes down, Aaron Rodgers steps in. Holy crap, Aaron Rodgers. Drew Bledsoe goes down. Ah, crap. Holy shit. Here's the GOAT. You know, like this happens time and time again. Yeah, exactly. Look, I mean, 3 quarterbacks went down to get to Brock Purdy, 49ers. So, like there's some value there of really learning before you have to be the guy because, and I think Caleb Williams with the Bears will probably bounce back and continue to get better. But, you know, his rookie year, how do you measure the psychological impact of a losing season? Right? Or all the pressure being on your shoulders when you're a rookie, right?
21 years old, 20 years old.
It can make it messy. Now, what little glimpse we saw of JJ McCarthy, I think he's very talented, but I think instead of learning those hard lessons in real time on the field when it matters to your win-loss record, learn from the sidelines. Yeah. Learn from the practice.
Well,
you know, like,
and I tend to agree with that. I think that if he's ready, but that's where it comes in our faith in KOC. That, you know, like he's not going of all the systems, of all the coaches, of all the organizations, not just because we're Vikings fans, but they're not going to throw him to the wolves like these other organizations. We're a better organization than the Bears, than, you know, some of these other teams, the Carolina Panthers. You know, we're just a better organization. So we're not going to damage JJ McCarthy. If he's not ready, well, then yes, I agree. Let him sit. And he's sitting this year, but he's not getting any physical reps because he can't.
Right.
Because he physically can't do it. He's got the VR. They're doing everything, all the new technology of getting him as much exposure as he can. He's in every meeting. He's got the headset on. He's hearing things. But until you and I both know, until you are out there doing it, you just can't have that experience. You can't feel, well, we have no idea what the speed is of an NFL game. I remember I had a guy that used to work for me, one of our sales reps in North Carolina, and he was a friend with a guy from the Chicago Bears. And I remember him telling me that he asked his buddy, what part of the NFL does not the average fan and stuff know? He said the speed of the game. He said basically it's like you step out on the interstate in the middle lane and cars are flying by you. That's how fast the game is going. That's his analogy of the game. And so you can't simulate that. And yeah, the college game, okay, JJ, but it's not the NFL. You don't have 300-pound linemen running a 4.8 40 and they're on you in 2 seconds and they're going to hurt you if they, you know what I mean? Like it's a different game. So I agree. And especially with the talent that we have in that room, if Sam Darnold stays or if a Daniel Jones is the one, I feel like Daniel Jones is going to probably cost us more than Sam Darnold because of, where he comes from. And I know the Giants gave him this big contract and all that kind of stuff, but he's going to be coveted. I don't know about Sam Darnold. I guess it really kind of depends on how these last 5 weeks play out, how the playoffs play out. So I agree with Alex Smith. Give him a contract now. Give him something now that's good. It's not max. It's good, and it keeps him. And then you start the season with him just like you just rerun this year, next year. The plan was this year. Sam Darnold starts. JJ comes in when he's ready, halfway through, whatever it is. And now we know that Sam Darnold can actually make a run. And if JJ sits the whole year, I'm okay with that. If we're winning games, no fan should be saying anything. We're winning. Why would you want to change anything if Sam Darnold gives us a chance to win a Super Bowl?
And then if he does turn to a pumpkin, which I don't think he's going to, but if for whatever reason he stops producing or has some bad games, well, then you bench him and you put McCarthy in. I mean, it's like, okay, well, we just went 0-6 to start this season. I guess this is as good a season as any to give JJ some real some real reps here,
Yeah, for sure.
But then we're getting way ahead of ourselves.
Yeah. But it's just like anything else. It's like if I win the lottery, what am I going to do?
Well, hey, I got 100. Still got that 100 is live. That's a live bet right now. $100 on Vikings winning the Super Bowl.
I don't know.
And helmet. And dude, I'll tell you, my confidence is pretty healthy. Like I stand a good shot. In my lifetime, put it this way. In my lifetime of bets, in my lifetime of scratch-off tickets and whatever else, the best chance that I've ever had to make $1,000 or $8,000 is right now.
Yes, I agree. I'm starting to kind of like. You might be right. Your Timberwolves bet is at $15.
It's at what?
$15.53 $100 bet to win the NBA title because they are struggling.
They are really struggling. I'm not happy with that at all. They're really pissing me off
in the locker room and all that kind of stuff. So, okay. So you're at $228.45 for the Vikings. $228.45. So $128 clear of your $100 bet. But yeah, no, I'm starting to think like maybe you're right. Maybe it's there's a chance. I definitely I would tend to agree with the fact that there's I think that there's a real possibility of
there's a real chance. I mean, there's a real chance. I mean, there's a real chance. And a lot of it depends on stuff that's out of our team's control. It depends on who we would fight against the AFC. It has to do with the other seeming juggernauts in the NFC. Somehow, if we could get Detroit and the Eagles to battle it out before the NFC Championship game, which isn't going to happen. That's not the only place that they'll meet up is an NFC Championship game, more likely.
Yeah, I got that information
but
when we get there.
Listen, two upsets, and we're the favorite. You know what I mean? Like things can happen. Crazy things can happen in the playoffs. And I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. But are you going to sit here and look at me and look at me in the eyes and tell me that the storyline of Sam Darnold going to the Super Bowl, winning the Super Bowl ain't a Kurt Warner kind of a thing? I mean, we didn't get him from a tile shop and whatever, but like
say it louder for those
resurrection career, hold that Lombardi high. Simpsons are right again. Are you telling me? I mean,
there's some serious. Yeah, I mean, is there a better story? Is there a better story?
I think that's the best.
Winning the Super Bowl when we're projected to win 6 games this year. Preseason.
The only better story.
Last in the division.
The only better or the only other dramatic storyline is one nobody really wants to see unless you're a Chiefs fan, and that's a three-peat. Nobody really cares unless you're a Chiefs fan. Then you care. Everybody else is rooting against it. So
for sure.
I don't know that there's anybody rooting against Sam Darnold winning a Super Bowl.
I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I think that the masses would jump on board with that, just like the Lions were the Cinderella of last year's playoffs.
For sure.
I say Cinderella because they were a good team, but a lot of people jumped on that bandwagon because it felt good. Because the Lions have been trash for all of our lives. The Lions have been trash. I mean, they had Barry Sanders.
Terrible.
They won a few divisions here and there, but they were terrible. They were irrelevant in the conversation of the NFC Central, the NFC North. None of that. So yeah, that was an easy bandwagon to jump on later in the playoffs. Like, yeah, go Detroit. I feel, we want to see everybody wants to see the underdog win. Nobody ever wants to see the favorite win except for that fan base. The New England Patriots, the New York Yankees, their fan base wants to see them win all the time, even though they win everywhere else. But everybody else hates them because all they do is win. And it just gets old. Like, no, I won't let the underdog to win. Yeah, it's boring. Like, why? Here we go again.
Give me a better David versus Goliath Super Bowl than Sam Darnold versus Mahomes.
I don't know. The Chiefs don't make it. I think it's.
I don't think they make it either. I'm just saying,
yeah. No, I agree.
If that's how we're to shake out, like that would be the narrative. Like you can put me on record right now. If it somehow comes down to the Vikings versus the Chiefs in Super Bowl, I promise you it's going to be a David versus Goliath narrative. Someone's going to say it.
Yeah. Of course,
sure.
Of course they will. Yeah. here's the hapless.
But
Vikings who just
I'm with
stumbled
you.
in.
I just don't know. It's not so much that the Chiefs are winning by, one score or less every one of the games. It's how they're winning by one score or less. It's just like straight lucky, freak plays, goofy penalties,
terrible calls. Yeah.
It's just, if you're a Chiefs fan, you shouldn't be very confident in your team right now.
I don't think that
I'm not ready to call them a fraudulent,
honestly,
a fraudulent team. I think they're a good team, but
they're still the Chiefs. Yeah.
Once you get in the playoffs, I just think that the wiggle room, the room for error is gone.
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, and I think the Chiefs will have to play the Bills again too. So I think they're not going to run this 11-1. They're not going to go 16 or 17-1, whatever, 16-1. I guess 17 games, 18 weeks. But yeah, no, I mean, but you and I both know it's not scripted. There's no way that the Lions can script all these injuries, and if they didn't have all these injuries, they're probably probably odds-on favorite. There's the national media is talking about roadblocks to the Super Bowl with the Lions and the Chiefs because the Chiefs are barely winning and they're winning in weird circumstances, and the Lions are just decimated on defense. So a lot of the fans here on the ground, there's not a lot of faith. There's not a lot of real oh yeah, we got this. The chirping is quieted down a little bit because I think they feel they know they're just kind of getting by. The whole narrative of we've won these one-score games. So KOC is second in the history of one-score games to only one John Madden.
Yeah,
that's it in one-score games. Winning one-score games at minimum of 25, and he's whatever. I don't remember. I should have probably pulled it up, his record. But I saw a thing today, a meme or a video, TikTok or something, about how that there's 80% of the games in the NFL this season have been one-score games. I don't know.
I think I have that. Well, it's not one-score game. Yeah, here it is. Right here, I actually saved it because I knew this was going to come up because I was going to make the comparison of the Chiefs are winning, but it's why are you confident in the Vikings? Because they're only they've got all these close games, and here's why I have more confidence in the Vikings than I do the Chiefs. Because one, we're not getting these crazy, goofy, lucky victories. We're actually winning these games. But
we're winning.
To give confidence where I lacked it before last week, where I kind of had a come to Jesus moment and be like, listen, I need to be confident in this team. They're showing me grit and everything else. But of the 388 NFL games this year, 307 have been decided points or that's typed really bad.
81.
307 have been decided points or less. So almost 80% of games come down to one score.
So it was accurate when I saw 80%. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. So the fact that we're winning these games.
Score North.
Yeah, maybe that's what. No. Yeah. But that the fact that we're winning these games, it does not show that we're lucky. It shows that we're a good team and we find a way to win. Whether it be, and that was the other thing on this video, was that whether it be the offense does what they need to do, pick up the defense, or the defense picks up what they need to do, or the special teams picks up, it's a three-headed monster, and where one kind of falls one week, then the other one picks it up, and vice versa. That's just a good team. That's just a great football team. That's not just luck that we're winning these one-score games. You just said it. 80% of the league this year is all one-score games this season. So, and it shows the parity.
It's not the exception to the rule. It's the rule.
No, it's not. It is the rule. And that shows the parity of any given Sunday or Monday or Thursday. It's still the NFL. That's what I like. And I give my Detroit fans, a hard time about it. And I'm always kind of gassing them up a little bit. Oh, man, you got the Bears this week. Do this easy cakewalk for you guys. And they're like, it's the NFL. It's the NFL. And of course, we talked about it last week that Detroit was they hadn't won a Thanksgiving game since 2016, and they won barely. Terrible. I mean, terrible. He lost his job over that, Eberflus, because there's 32 seconds left on the clock, and he doesn't. I mean, just beside myself watching that game.
Not only would it have been awesome for the Bears to have finally won or beat Detroit, because that would have helped the Vikings out immensely. But that would have given the Vikings the chance to embarrass the Bears and get Eberflus fired, and then we would have had two
coaches,
head coach firings directly tied to the Vikings this game.
Yeah, to us.
So they stole that from us.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But so the fact that we're winning these games, it just proves to me that we're a complete team. We are a complete team. We find a way to win when we need to.
The Bears should have won that game, but even making it as close as it was with the juggernaut that has been built up as the Detroit Lions really showed some, I wouldn't say weakness, but they're not immortal. They're not infallible. They're a beatable team.
Yeah, for
sure. So I think that's
I really think
every other team that plays
the Packers they have some momentum. I really think the Packers are going to beat them, and it's not just because of this that we need this. I really believe the Packers are probably a better team. They're playing better than the Lions right now, in my opinion, just because they have momentum. And Detroit really, the talk on the ground here is just they're so decimated by injury, and I've seen it more than once on NFL Live and some of these national talk shows, and sports shows and stuff like that, where that the Lions are kind of really treading water, like barely, getting by, because when's this going to end? They can't keep this up because of the injuries. And that's part of the game. I mean, look at what happened to us last year. JJ goes down, our quarterbacks go down. I mean, all of these things. And it's just like, it doesn't make us any less of a team. It's just, we had to have free turnovers and all of these injuries. That's part of the game. That's just the way. Look at the 49ers. The 49ers were coming in as a perennial Super Bowl favorite again, and they are decimated. CMC played, 2 games for the whole season? Now he's out again for the entire season. Kittle's been out. Bosa's been out. I mean,
and they're screwed. They're screwed too for seasons now because they've got so much invested in their squad. Yeah. Mm-hmm. They got some aging players and all these injuries. Like, man, I don't know how they're going to be competitive in the next few years.
No, they won't be. The 49ers are going to go back.
Future is not bright for the Niners.
No. Yeah, and that's one thing that we definitely we have the difference over a lot of these teams is that we are just getting started on this.
We're on the way up, son.
Yeah, all of our guys are young on rookie contracts. A lot of them. JJ just got paid. We got him for 4 more years. I mean, there's so many things that are coming our way. Whether it's this year or not, it's going to happen in our lifetime. It's going to happen. It's going to happen in our lifetime. We are going.
So there was another great play that happened this week by Mr. Minnesota at Carolina. Oh, yeah. Did you see that catch? Adam Thielen, that one-handed catch. Did your brain immediately go to bring him home?
Yeah.
Like it did me?
That too. But did you see his touchdown catch to tie the game up? And then he did the gritty.
Actually, I don't think. Oh, I did see. Yeah.
He did the gritty, and I'm like, dude, he wants to come home. He wants to come home. That's ode to Jefferson. Like, hey, I miss you, big fella. Yeah, bring him home, dude. I mean, finish the storybook. The last page is right there for the writing. Bring him home, Adam. You've made your money. Come back. Take what they offer you. $1 million, $2 million, $3 million, whatever it is. Take a couple.
Be on the roster.
Just come home. Yeah,
you'll play it. We'll get you a few minutes of the Super Bowl next year. When we win, that officially gets you a ring. You got to play one full series or whatever. I don't remember what the rules are, something like that.
Whatever.
And then, oh my God! But I also can't wait to see number 22 hoist the Lombardi too. The Hitman has to. He's been it's the only team he's ever played for.
Yeah.
I mean, and he's actually restructured his contract. He is one of the ones that is like, I don't want to go anywhere else.
I don't want to go.
He's like, I'm going to retire a Viking. I'm not going anywhere else. This is my team. And he's still playing at a high level. So we should still have him for next year.
Yeah. I don't know if he's on 1-year contracts. I think he's just a
perpetual
kind of thing. Yeah. Or going, I don't know that, this last year, I don't think he signed like a 3-year extension or anything like that. But he always takes a very team-friendly thing because, like you said, he wants to stay here. It's always known. Why would you leave? Where else would you want to go? And like I said, it's not like we're just feeling bad for him and saying, well, he's been here his whole life. Let's keep him going. No. He's playing at an elite level. Like that
Hall of Famer, dude.
He is a game changer still at this level. So
100%.
He definitely he's playing great. Back to the Arizona game. We look at just some of the numbers as far as Sam. I know we started off with that a little bit. He had the 21 for 31, I think it was, 235 yards, 2 touchdowns. Just to note, some of the other guys had some decent games. we have to circle back to Aaron Jones and the fumbles. We have to circle back to that at some point. But I want to just kind of get through these.
Yeah, I was going to say it a couple times, but go ahead.
Yeah. Jefferson, 7 receptions on 9 targets for 99 yards, no touchdown. But Justin Jefferson becomes only the 4th player in NFL history to be a 1,000-yard receiver in his first in all his first 5 seasons. Every season he's a 1,000-yard receiver with I know Randy Moss is in there. I'm trying to remember the other guys. I thought I had it up here. I do have it here, but it doesn't give me the list of who he joins other than Pro Football Hall of Famer Randy Moss. But so 5 straight, his first 5 seasons in the league. And of course, last year, he had the injury and stuff like that, and he still made 1,000 yards. And so congratulations to Justin Jefferson on, he's amazing. And, the effect that he has on this game, he's not going to have 2,000 yards. He's not going to win the MVP like I wanted him to because I had money on it. But in my book, he's still the MVP because of what he does for this team. Most valuable player for his team, it's Justin Jefferson, because without him, everybody else actually gets a real coverage. With him, Addison goes off, Hawkinson goes off, Aaron Jones goes off out of the backfield. Speedy gets receptions because they're 2 and 3 on him at all times. He is a game-changing wide receiver. So, he may not have great numbers. But anyways, 5 straight seasons, 1,000 yards. Congratulations. He's definitely – I'm very, very, very thankful that he is on our side for sure. A quick note on Sam Darnold while we were talking about him. I wanted to bring that up too. So, okay, right here's his numbers. So 1, 2, 3. So November 10th against the Jaguars, which is a team that we barely beat, which we should have won easily, and the Colts, another game that we should have won easily. Which did we beat that? No, the Colts game is the ones we really struggled after the loss to the Rams. The Jaguars we beat, I think, decently. The Colts was like the 12-9 game, I think. But Sam in the previous games, so going all the way back to the Packers on September 29th, 1 interception. The Jets, an interception. The Lions on October 20th, an interception. Nothing against the Rams. And then the Colts and the Jaguar game, 2 interceptions and 3 interceptions. Since November 10th against the Jaguars, the last 3 games, Sam Darnold has thrown 6 touchdowns and no interceptions, a quarterback rating of 107, 116.1, and 111.6. After those interceptions, KOC made it very known that we have to do something about this. We have to, talk to Sam, and whatever his whispering is, as the quarterback whisperer, Sam Darnold has got the message. He threw for 246 yards, a completion rating of 62.5 against the Titans. He threw for 330 yards against the Bears last week, completion rating of 64.7. Threw for 235 against the Cardinals on Sunday, completion rating of 67.7. And 2 touchdowns in each of those games. So whatever message, ball security that he got from KOC, Sam Darnold is balling out the last 3 games for sure. Here's another stat right here. 811 yards passing in the last 3 games and 7 touchdowns because he ran 1 in. 6 passing and 1 rushing touchdown in the last 3 games. 3 wins, 0 interceptions, 6 passing touchdowns, 1 rushing, 811 yards. What
more do you want?
Nobody a better quarterback in the last 3 games. No, it's not there. He's balling out. The man is just balling out.
Hopefully KOC can running back whisper a little bit and get Aaron Jones to stop fumbling at the goal line. It's not even so much the fumble; it's where our turnovers have happened. It is not a ridiculous thing for me to say. Without stupid turnovers in the red zone, we're undefeated.
Just off the top of my head, I would say that that's probably an accurate statement. I guess
That's an inaccurate statement. I have to go. I
No,
think
it's
of those
an
games that we lost.
no, it's an accurate.
It is inaccurate. Yeah.
It's an accurate statement. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if they show me Aaron Jones's fumbles. I don't see it here on his stat line.
It happened so fast I didn't even see it this week. Like I was like, "What? He fumbled again?"
Yeah. No, and it's like opening drive, momentum building, and then all of a sudden, boom. I think it's what three or four fumbles in the last 3 games. I think he's laid it down every game for the last 3 games. I think one of them we recovered, but I think he lost 3 of the 4.
He recovered. He fumbled twice this game and recovered 1, didn't he?
Yeah. No, I think it was the last. I want to say that it was against the Bears that there was 2 fumbles. I don't think he fumbled again. I mean, I'm kind of torn because KOC keeps preaching. I have the most faith in him, and he proves that. That's not just smoke because he goes right back to him.
Well, he had the game-winning touchdown.
Yeah, and I mean, he probably could have had it before that with that pass that he should have caught in the end zone. It's a tough play. He's laying out for it, but it hits him right in the hands. All he's got to do is just pull that in. But he still ended up getting that little dink, and just walk right in untouched, basically. So yeah, the belief and the faith is still there, but bro, hang on to the ball, dude. I mean, hang on to the ball. Like, just hang on to the ball, bro. That's you're not even, it's not even like you're catching now. That one, the one fumble that he lost. No, is that the one that we recovered? It was a pass over the middle, and he didn't quite have it secured when he turned. And so I can see that. And it's a great defensive play, punches it right out, puts his hand right on the ball. I mean, I get that. We did that against the Lions, and some of these Lions fans are like, Jahmyr Gibbs never puts the ball on the ground. Yeah, but our defense punched the ball out like it's a better defensive play. So I'll give them some of that. It's a better defensive play, and there's not much you can do. You're just kind of the bad recipient of a great defensive play. But when it becomes every single game for the last 3 or 4 games, like, dude, there's a problem there. The pitches, that you're catching, which actually goes on Sam Darnold because the running back never. And it's interesting because Paul Allen brings that up in X's and O's with KOC. I don't know if do you ever watch that on Tuesdays?
Yeah.
Every Tuesday, it's amazing. But he brought that up, like, why does that go on the quarterback? And KOC's like, it's just the way it is. That's just the way the rule is, because Aaron Jones never really takes possession of it. But it's on him. He takes his eye off the ball and he drops it. That's not on the quarterback. I mean, that pitch is there. I don't care if it's a little bit here or there. There's nobody around you. You're in the backfield. Your focus has to be on that ball until it's in your hands, and then you go. You can't be looking up the field. And so some of those mental apps. So hopefully they can figure that out, because if they don't and that continues, that could come back to bite us in the playoffs for sure, because every turnover is
just like you said, there's no room for error. And once you get to playoffs, that's
And the teams that we're playing, even going forward, we lose a turnover battle, it's going to be really hard to overcome. It is what it is. And that's something that we have to, they have to address for sure. No doubt about it. But what else?
Man, it's about all I got. Other than
Kirk
Thursday night
Chains
game is huge.
We got Kirk Chains coming this week.
That. Maybe there's all sorts of rumors that they might bench him.
Penix, go with Penix Jr.
So, but yeah, I'm not scared.
No.
What he did
Kirk
last
is coming
week,
off a terrible, 4 interceptions. I mean,
everybody knows I'm a Kirk fan. I am. And I don't really wish any ill will towards him, but there could be a narrative like, well, he knows our system. Well, he kind of knows our system.
Yeah, but
he knows it, but
yeah.
I think the system knows Kirk better than Kirk knows the system, especially when it comes to B-flow and a defense. So,
and the other thing is that he has no idea. Look at our defense. Gennard, JG, Gink, Pat Jones, Dallas Turner. Like, the defense he has no idea who these players are. Like, he's never seen them before. So, the defense, it's definitely in B-Flow's favor him coming in, and we know exactly. It's funny because in KOC's press conference, they asked him about it. He said, well, we know what he's going to do. He's going to be very accurate with the ball. He's going to make a lot of completions, basically saying, yeah, he's going to throw the ball short. He's going to check it down. He's not going to put himself in danger. Yeah, because he's going to check it down.
KOC as the quarterback whisperer also knows the problems that he was coaching Kirk Cousins about. He knows exactly what those are and how to exploit them. Pass that on to B-Flow. Like, hey, this is Kirko's tendencies. Yeah. Exploit him.
This is what I had to deal with him on his.
Yeah.
In his
Here's
head.
where I never could fix this thing.
Yeah.
Step on this nerve.
The thing for me is that, and even if we struggle, we're still going to, in my opinion, we're still going to find a way to win it in the end. But if we can fluster him in that first quarter and a half, it's over. It'll get ugly for him, because if he gets a little momentum of driving the ball. Now, Bijan Robinson, the running back, he's for real. That dude is a legit running back.
I don't know.
We have the number one running defense, but he's a legit running back.
I don't know that I can agree with you if we can get him flustered early, because he was at the helm of the greatest comeback in NFL history.
Yeah,
down
but
33-0. Kirko did that.
But did he ever get flustered? That was a comedy of errors, if you remember. That was the Jefferson fumble through the end zone for a touchback. That was, turning the ball over, I think, 3 times in that game to start. So I think we moved the ball, if I remember correctly. I might be wrong in my recollection, but if I remember correctly, we didn't have any problem moving the ball. We just couldn't score, and then we turned the ball over. So I don't know that he ever got the pressure or ever got the biting his upper lip.
Well, if we can get him to be one-dimensional, it works. I mean,
but sure. I mean, it's not going to be an easy game. There's no doubt. And Arizona was not an easy game. And I know that, we said, oh yeah, that's a win. Oh yeah. But they're a playoff caliber team. They have
we talked about it last week. This is not a gimme. Cardinals was not a gimme. We don't have any gimmies left in this season, I don't think. No, I don't feel like Atlanta's a gimme.
Winning the division.
Tough. And then all the damn divisional games that we have, my God.
I think that we're being at home, and now that we got that, I feel so much better as a fan this week that we got that kind of that home. Took us a while to get started because we're just going to show up and win out of the way. And now they realize, okay, yeah, we got to come with that same mentality we had on the road of, you're not coming in our house. We got to get an attitude of, you're not coming in our house and doing anything on us. We're going to show you who we are. This is our house. We're going to defend it. And I think that just helps build a momentum. Now, okay, so we had a 5-game win streak. We lost 2. We had a 5-game win streak. So now we're getting into new territory of a 6-game win streak, a 7-game win streak. I mean, theoretically in our mind, at least for me, I feel like it's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's a 10-game win streak. It's a 5, 2 in the middle, and then a 10-game win streak. So, which I think right now it's the Lions have a 10-game win streak because they won their first, they lost their second, and they've been winning ever since. So they're the only ones. I think we're 4th on that list with a 6-game win streak or a 5-game win streak right now. So in this season, but yeah, I mean, it's not going to be an easy game, but I think obviously I still feel like we're going to win this game. I will just throw this in as a side note. Andrew DePaula, our long snapper, is back, and Will the Thrill is back. They opened their window up day before yesterday or something like that, and I looked at the inactives, and they're a full participant at practice today. So, which I got to give our flowers to Romo, Parker Romo. Like that dude, he missed one kick.
Earned himself an NFL job somewhere.
Yeah. Well, who is it that's really struggling with their kicker? Is it Jacksonville or something like that? That has a terrible. They playing the other night or something like that, and they have a terrible kicker. No, it wasn't Jacksonville. Baltimore, their kicker, who is like a 15-year vet or something like that. He's just struggling. I'm like, dude, you might, we drop him, put him on waivers. That dude's gonna get picked up because he was lights out. I mean, I felt good. I felt good after every kick. I'm like, dude, he's making this. Obviously, I'm ready to have Will back if he's ready, which it looks like. From the injury report today, he was full participant in practice today. Andrew DePaul same way, and KOC's like, yeah, we'll see. He always diplomatically, well, we'll see how this week goes and stuff like that. But I feel pretty confident that we'll have him this week. He's playing. They're playing. They're both back. They're fine. which is, it's nice to have that comfort of the special teams knowing that our full, regular team is out there. So, but yeah, I mean, this game's gonna be. I feel like this game is going to be a little bit easier actually than the Cardinals. Kirk feels comfortable at home, obviously. Coming back to Minnesota, coming off of this tough game. Does he bounce back? His history with us is that he does bounce back against when he has a bad game. He bounces back good, but he bounces back with the underneath percentages. I'm not going to put the you and I both know, as watching all of Kirk for the last 6 years, he hates to turn the ball over. 4 turnovers. He may not throw another long ball the rest of the season because he cannot stand that. So but some of his picks, like the pick 6, like I saw a video of that, a clip of that where he threw that out to the flat on the opposite hash. They were on one side and he threw it out to the other one. And they're like, this used to be a quarterback that had some pop on this. Like he gets that out there. And there was nothing, like the defender just steps in front, pick 6, no problem. And it was a 8-yard out, but it was to the opposite hash and the opposite sideline. And there's just no pop there. He is not.
Well, I need to see it. I'm due. We're all due for a good gink. I'm ready for another one.
That's exactly what I said. That's exactly what I said. That he, with the little check downs, and he's ready, and Kirk has never seen him play. It's that he just turns, doesn't look, and just throws it, and boop, here we go. You go gink. Yeah. No, it's I feel that this should be a good convincing win.
I would like, and we haven't really had one. I mean, I would like a nice convincing win. Well, we have early. We had convincing wins early. The very first win was definitely convincing.
Yeah.
But lately through this stretch,
yes,
I would, against theoretically easier teams.
Yeah.
I've been wanting an easy, more stress, less game.
Less.
So I would not mind winning one by 2 touchdowns. We got this one, and we're on cruise control now.
Yeah, no, I agree. Real quick before we give our predictions, I just wanted to run down the playoff scenario again. I know we talked about it a bit last week, and nothing's really changed. As it stands right now, the Lions receive a bye in the NFC. The Eagles are the 2 seed just because they're winning the division. We're tied with them as far as record. So the Eagles, as it stands right now, as of today, would play the Commanders 2 versus 7, 3 versus 4, which is the Seahawks versus the Packers, and then 4 versus 5, which is the Falcons. But we go to Atlanta. So this game on Sunday could be a playoff preview. If things continue as they are, the Falcons win their division. They get to be the 4 seed, but they're 6-5, I think, right now, or something like that.
Listen, we've got some. We've got to settle the score in Atlanta.
Yeah,
from 98.
Yes.
So I ain't even all that mad. About that. Playoff pick if it stays that way, and we go there.
Yeah, because they came here. They came to Metrodome, took us out of the NFC. But that was the divisional round. That was to go to the NFC Championship game. Yeah. No, that was the
NFC Championship game.
Yeah. So it would be the first round. But so if we look at this scenario as it stands right now, which, like I said, what we're discussing with the Lions, unless somehow the Lions lose, it's like the Lions lose tomorrow night, well, then that opens the window for us to win the division and we get the bye. But if it stays and we end up going to week 18 and we beat them, they still get the tie break because it's common opponents. We lost to the Rams. They didn't. So that's where the tiebreaker ends right there. Division record would be the same. Head-to-head is the same. We lost to the Rams. They didn't. So the Lions would get the bye, and then the Eagles, Commanders. And so we say the Eagles beat the Commanders. Seahawks, Packers. I feel like the Packers could beat the Seahawks, and so that would be the 6 seed beating the 3, and then we beat the Falcons. So the Lions would play the Packers, and we have to play the Eagles in the second round, which – the Eagles scare me. The Eagles with Saquon Barkley.
Well, and they've historically had our numbers. So
yeah, and we have to go to Philadelphia. The Saquon Barkley is on an MVP season. There, his name is being thrown in there as like the odds-on betting favorite. I think he's right up there. If he's not 1, he's 2. He's going to break the single season rushing record. Saquon Barkley is having a season. So that if that's how that plays out, obviously. Many a slip, tricks up in the lip. There's a lot of football to be played. And basically what we need to happen right now is that the Lions need to lose a game, period. They lose to the Packers, even better, but they just need to lose a game. The Lions have the Bills. Let's look at that real quick. The Detroit Lions schedule. The Lions play the Packers Thursday night, and they play the Bills 4:25 in Detroit. But the Bills are rolling. Then they go to Chicago and play the Bears. Do I think the Bears can beat them? Honestly, I think I do. Because the way the Bears are playing and losing these close, it's kind of like they're due. You know what I mean? Like the bad luck can't continue to happen. And the scary thing is with them firing Eberflus, and you and I have seen this over our many years of fandom, is that when a team gets a new somebody, it just puts a jolt of energy in them. They start playing better. The team rallies around, this. And but of course we have to play the Bears.
Opponents don't have any film either.
Yeah.
So
they don't know his tendencies.
You got a coach. Yeah, you got a coach calling different plays now. A coach that's trying to keep a job. A coach that's trying. There's a lot to play for, and yeah, that's happened. Somebody and all of a sudden they go on a little 1-2 game winning streak, and then they usually end up going back to trash. But yeah. And
that's the scary thing, is that we play the Bears next week on a Monday night. And now it's at US Bank, so that's good. But there's not going to be all we're going to have is this week of them. I don't know who they play. We're only going to have this week of film on whoever it is that's calling the plays and running, running the show. So and that scares me a little bit because, obviously we barely beat them in overtime. It's fluke.
Yeah, the record doesn't show it, but they've been a tough team. They've been a tough team to beat. They could have beat us. It's definitely not a gimme. And like I said, none of these games are gimmies. These are all like, I feel like our best chance, and this is not an outrageous say, this is going to be ridiculously obvious thing to say, but our best chance of actually hoisting that Lombardi trophy this year is to steal the North.
Yes.
100%.
Home field advantage throughout the
So,
I wouldn't say home field with the Eagles, but we would, if somehow the Eagles were to lose. So if we flip-flop that and we had the number 1 seed, then obviously the Lions
we went out, they drop one, Detroit drops 1, 2, whatever the case may be, Yeah. Now
if Detroit loses 2 because they're struggling, if they lose the Packers and they lose to the Bills, which I feel like realistically the Bills probably have a better chance just team against team on paper. But I really feel good about the Packers tomorrow night. I really do feel good about them beating Detroit just because they've been struggling. The Lions are not the Lions that started the season putting 50 points on teams. And it wasn't that long ago, but that's 2 or 3 injuries ago for sure. But if they lose tomorrow and they lose to the Bills next week, then we walk in. Then 18 really doesn't come down to much because we have a better record than they do. Well, yeah, because so they go to 11-3 if they lose the next 2 weeks. We are still at 10-2. So if we lose to them, we have a tied record, but they have a worse record in the division because we've only lost to them. No, they have the head-to-head. We still
watching you do the math.
we're still gonna have to beat them.
Listen, we just went out. We just control our own destiny and we went out. That's just what we gotta do. We still need them to lose at least 1.
We need them to lose 1, but if they lose 2, that's even better. And then of course they lose 3.
That is Jacks are better. But listen, like Lions fans know actually probably better than Vikings fans of the heartbreak that organization has given them. And for them to be this dominant and they've had all this to look forward to, for them to lie in here in the last 3, 4, or 5 games and drop it, like it's not unheard of, dude. That would be almost expected. Yeah. And you know that fear is in the back of every Lions fan's mind for sure.
Yeah.
They might put on the brave pants and talk some smack to you face to face, but in the back of their minds, like, oh, don't do this to me again.
No, I can see it. I see the generational trauma when I talk to these guys about it. They're like, Yeah, I don't feel very good. Like they're honest with me. They, we're respectful of each other. You know what I mean? Like we don't get. I mean, there's a few people that
if that
back and forth online, but
if surviving that Bears game didn't put some fear into your heart, at like, okay, this isn't guaranteed anymore. Like back when they were blowing teams out, you're like, that's not like getting nervous. So,
and who has the experience of winning these close games more than the number 2 overall coach of close games than the notorious KOC? John Madden, Hall of Famer, rest in peace. Great, one of arguably the greatest coach of all time, maybe Vince Lombardi or Bill Belichick, but top three greatest coaches of all time, John Madden, and KOC is number 2 on that list of close games.
Crazy.
I mean, the dude is just a stud, just flat out.
And he's young, and he's just started. Yeah. He's just getting rolling.
And he's just started,
just getting rolling.
All right,
but let's get.
So what do we got?
How are you feeling?
What do we got? I feel really good. I feel good. Haven't put a ton of thought into a score. I think mid-20s is pretty much we're always getting to that. We win the turnover battle. Like you said, I want to see that dominant 2-score victory again, but every week I call it, and it's just not there. We're always hovering, 24-30. I don't know that we score that much more. Jefferson. I don't know. What is Atlanta's defense? Do you have any idea what their defense?
I have no idea. I have no idea.
What am I feeling? I keep coming back to 27 for us, but 27-20. We just win by one score. 27-20. They get,
and again, because my predictions are anywhere near close, I'm just going to have some fun and say the Vikings are going to blow them out. We're going to score twice as many. 34-17.
Nice.
34-17, and that 7, that's a garbage touchdown at the end.
Garbage. 34-10, really. And it's they score a touchdown at the end.
Yeah.
I love it. KO's, I mean, Kirk Cousins turns the ball over. He continues on his downward stretch. B-Flow just terrorizes.
As much as I want to see somebody get ganked, which is always fun. Also, wouldn't be mad at watching the Hitman run one back. I kind of want that more.
For me, if anybody's going to run one in, I want it to be Cam Bynum because he's got the best celebrations in the world, dude. I mean, his preparation for the touchdown, for the interception celebration is amazing. So if I get to choose who runs one back, it's Cam Bynum. It's Cam Bynum. Yeah. But I would love to see Gink. And I said the same thing to you. I said something to Jeremiah, I think today or yesterday, that I feel the same way. Gink is due for another little whoop whoop to the house, short yardage. They're on their own 30. They just got the ball, and then quick little hit out. And nope, he jumps that, and nobody touches him. He walks in, and the momentum just takes off from there. And we just steamroll the whole game. I'm with you. I would love to have
if we can get that opening drive, no turnover, and just score opening drive. Boom, boom, boom. Set the tone. Let's go. It's going to happen. But
let's go.
All right, we're rolling. Can't drop a single one.
34-17, and I said 27-20. Okay.
Yeah. It'll probably end up being 14-10 or whatever. Sounds stupid. But
34.
Let me write that down.
Write that down. You like writing things down. Write that down. 27-20. Okay.
We should have been writing all. I think our record. I mean, obviously we were picking them to win, so we have the.
I could probably go back and find
our record's pretty good, but our numbers. We haven't been close. We're terrible at this.
I probably need to go. If I feel energetic enough one day, I'll sit down and go back and watch all of the ends of every episode.
All you gotta do is
I'll write about it and just see where we're at, and I'll see if I can give it for next week.
We'll do that for the last week at least.
On how we've. I mean, we keep picking the wins, and so we've been 10 times right.
Yeah,
we've only been wrong twice because we've picked to win every game. Well, no, I take that back. There's been a few games in the first week where we said we're going to lose this, we're going to lose that, we're going to lose. But what did we? I think we both came back with 13-4. right? So we're only on
We
our
did.
original.
That's true. We did
on our
end up
original
with,
predictions.
Yes.
Yeah, predictions.
we
So
did
we're
end
only
up.
doing 2
We
games
did
off.
end up with we got there a different
Yeah,
path, but we
different
both
ways.
ended up with the same record. And I hope
Yeah.
we're wrong because I don't want us to finish
Yeah.
13-4. I want us to finish 15-2.
15-2. And I don't see why we can't the way we're rolling. And yeah, I mean, you knock on the wood that we've been relatively healthy. Like all of our main core has been there. Okay, the snapper goes down, the kicker goes down. We've had a few injuries here and there where a defensive player goes down or whatever. Well, Christian Darrisaw, that was a big one. But Cam Robinson came in. He's been playing really good. Questenberry came in, filled in a little bit. Dalton Reisner came back, after being on IR, but he wasn't hurt. He was hurt at the beginning of the season. So, yeah, we just, like I said, if we continue to stay on track, well, then I don't see why we can't finish 15-2 and go on the road. But we're going to win the division.
Our destiny is mostly in our own hands. We just need one gift.
Yeah, we just need one gift.
We just need one gift. We just need one loss by the Lions.
And it happens. It happens either tomorrow or next Sunday. It happens. Those are our 2 best chances. I mean, the Bears, I'll give the Bears, they have a chance outside at Chicago, maybe. But for me, it's tomorrow and next Sunday. The Packers and the Bills. And I honestly, I feel like they could lose them both. But one of those 2 need to give us that.
Thursday night football, Packers, Detroit. I'm going to have to root for the Packers. Not happy about it. Go Pack, go.
No. We don't have to do their call sign. We don't have to do the rooting. We can just pull for them secretly. I'm still wearing Jared Allen tomorrow night. I'm wearing purple and gold tomorrow night to watch the Packers Lions game for sure. I'm not. No. There is no pack. It's still no pack. No. It's still no pack.
There's only one way to get that taste out of my mouth.
CMI.
And I tell you guys I love you. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. And that will never change. I will ride with this group until they don't let us play more games.